Okie dokie, boys and girls, it is day 322 of bulking to 75 kilos with calisthenics only, and today we have a hamstring day. Now, I want to talk about how you can have more energy for your trainings, and I feel like a lot of people are missing out of this. I'm not talking about the bulk itself, you eat more calories, you have more energy, of course, but also something that a lot of people are, I feel like, missing out on is the cardio aspect, on a bulk, or I would say no matter what you're doing, even if you're on a bulk or a cut or you're doing nothing at all, doing some cardio is going to be beneficial, especially light cardio. You can still talk, it's comfortable, you can have a conversation, full sentences, but you just have your heart rate elevated and you get a good sweat. I've been going out for a run every day for the last, I just checked, 553 days, and I can only just recommend it, It doesn't have to be running, but do some kind of cardio for like about half an hour a day, or at least like 4 to 5 times a week. Even if that's not possible, 3 days a week, but do some kind of cardio on a regular basis and you're gonna feel the benefits, because not only the cardio that you're doing, it gets your blood flowing, it moves out the bad stuff, the lactic acid and so on, but also, you're literally getting your conditioning up, you're getting a better condition, allowing you to recover faster, not only outside of your workout, but also during your workout. So for me, I feel like since I've been doing the running, I really am able to just recover better during workouts and do more sets hard, and in the end, that's going to benefit you on your bulk. Like many people will think that, if you're bulking, you should hold back on the cardio or not do any cardio at all because it burns calories and then you can't gain weight. But there is a simple solution. Just eat more. And of course, you don't have to go overboard. Like I had this period where I was doing 10-kilometer runs every day for a little while. And then it also just, it took over basically my strength training because I wasn't able to do it at the same time with the squats and stuff like that, right? So you have to make sure that your cardio that you're doing is light and you can handle it and you can recover from it very well. But in the end, it's still beneficial, right? And I think what I just mentioned, that's kind of the biggest trap. Oftentimes, we're human. When we do something, we want to get better at it. So when you're bulking and then you add cardio and you see a certain number that you're doing, you want to improve upon it, right? You want to do, like, in case of running, you want to go further, you want to go faster, and that's something that you really have to be disciplined in. Discipline is not, going all out all the time to try and improve everything. It's making choices towards your most important goals and keeping yourself to those choices, right? Keeping yourself to the best choices available to get towards your goal. So for me, the goal at the moment, the highest priority, is the bulk. Of course, I would like to, be able to run a full marathon in 3 hours, but it's not my main priority at the moment. So what I do is I make sure that I am improving at the bulk and I just keep my cardio at a steady rate. I don't improve it, I just keep a healthy pace, which for me at the moment is 5 kilometers a day. And I feel like as long as you got that covered, as long as you, have this kind of 80% effort into your main goal and this 20% effort into your cardio, right? You're gonna feel the benefits. I feel like those 20% in the cardio is gonna benefit the 80% in your main goal and actually, maybe even improve your gains overall. But certainly it's gonna improve your longevity and your energy during workouts. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to mention because oftentimes I don't mention the running, but it's something that I do every day. I don't miss a single day of training. I don't miss a single day of running. And I feel like it's giving me a lot of benefits. But yeah, anyway, that's it for the yap. I'm gonna move on to training, which is gonna be hamstrings today, as I mentioned. And basically, it's gonna be kind of the same as last time, except a little bit better, or at least I'm gonna try and aim for a little bit more. It's a simple principle, right? You just do, or you try and do a little better than last time, except for, when cardio is not your main goal, you just do the same every time. But for me, training is the main goal. I want to improve upon it. So last time I did 5 sets of assisted nordic curls with my pinkies and then 6 kilos added. It might seem stupid to add weight and then also assistance, but adding the pinky assistance kind of forces me to do controlled reps because I can't go down quickly. My pinkies will break, right? So these assisted reps are controlled. I'm gonna add weight. Last time I did 5 sets of 8. Today I'm gonna try and see how many sets of 10 I can do. So let's go. All right, 1 set of 10 reps done. That's very hard, but that's what it's supposed to be. So let's see how many sets we can do. 4 minutes of rest in between, or I guess I should say 1 set every 4 minutes, and the remainder of the time is rest time. So let's go. Fucking hell. Alright, so this is set number 4. I failed on rep number 8. I got 7 successful ones. But that's not a failure, you know. That's just a number I have to beat next time. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm at a total of 37 reps. I'm gonna try and do the remainder 13 reps in 2 more sets basically. So I was planning on doing 5 sets, but in order to get to 50, I'm gonna do 6 sets instead. So let's go. Alright, so my hamstrings are feeling it. When I try to pick something up, I immediately feel the tiredness and the burn in my hamstrings just coming up, which is a good sign, you know. It's a sign that you're gonna get stronger after you've recovered. You know, during the training you get weaker, after the training you eat, you sleep, and you get stronger. But now I'm gonna do my rehab circuit. I've been doing this for the last couple trainings basically, where I have a hip injury from pistol squatting too much heavy weight with bad form, and I'm trying to make the injury better by basically doing a rehab circuit. You know, when you injure yourself, of course resting is important as well, but once you are rested, you should just not leave the injury as it is, because if you leave the injury as it is, it's gonna stay weak, you know. You have to get stronger, because if you don't, well, you stay weak, and weak parts in your body get injured easily. So you have to make your body bulletproof. How do you do that? Well, once you have recovered from your injury, you're basically gonna have to trigger the pain, which sounds a bit weird, because why would you want to trigger the pain, but you want to do it in a controlled fashion. So even if you trigger the pain in a controlled fashion, afterwards, when your set is done, and especially the next day, the pain should be gone. And so you can gradually build up again and basically get used to the movement that is injuring you. So for me, the hip here, the hip flexor is injured. It's a bit overused or inflamed, I would say. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and do a high rep stuff that triggers the hip flexor. So I feel the pain a little bit, but not too much. And basically you just have to experiment with this, you know. I'm doing at the moment like a 3 exercise circuit. I'm adding another exercise today just to see what happens, to see what effect it has. And once you have figured out which exercises kind of help for you, then you have to progress on them, you know, you have to get stronger. Once again, if you don't get stronger, you stay weak, you injure yourself. And to be stronger, to get stronger, you have to approach it with hypertrophy, right? Just like you approach any other training that you do. When you do a planche, when you do a front lever or a pull-up or a push-up, right? Any exercise that you do it to get stronger. And it should be the same for the exercises that prevent you from getting injured. So I'm gonna do a circuit. I have some, like I mentioned, some hip extensions I'll do some band pulls with my hip flexors. and stuff like that. Nothing really interesting, but it's just, the main point is I'm gonna trigger the pain in my hip just a little bit, with high reps. And because of the high reps, the blood flow is gonna start going. And once the area is warm, the pain is gonna subside, basically. But 3 rounds of this, and then we are done for the day. So this might be boring, but it's necessary. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for today's training, and today was a typical foundation building training, I would say. Building the basics, building the base strength to make big PRs later on. Because don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of just horse cocking around and using some momentum, and I don't really care if the form breaks down as long as I'm able to, achieve some serious PRs, right? I'm a huge fan of that kind of training because it makes you strong. But also, the reason that I'm able to do those trainings is because every now and then, just like today, I have those periods where I build the base as well, where I do everything slow and controlled and try to use as little momentum as possible. So today was really a base building workout. And well, a base is not built in a day, Rome was not built in a day, just like you're not getting stronger in a single day. And the way that you can really build your base is therefore to be consistent, over a certain period of time. I'm talking about weeks, months, and even years, So that's really the way that you get stronger, is you just consistently hammer away, small steps at a time. And then all of a sudden you're looking back and it's like, holy shit, all of these steps I've taken, they've become quite a long distance, It's like you're climbing a mountain and then you look back and you see the city below you, like everything seems so small, but that's like all of your little achievements in the past that you're seeing, Right now, you're like from the position that you're at, you're looking back and all of those small little workouts that you did, they may seem insignificant, but it's every single one of those workouts that has gotten you here, that has built your foundation to be this high up on that mountain. So, don't forget the basics is basically what I'm trying to say here. But yeah, it's just the same with the cardio as well, Your base is built like with consistency and small steps at a time. And one of those steps, or one of the ways to like make your base better, is, I feel, the cardio, If you do cardio, it might not be fun at first, right? But it's certainly gonna give you benefits recovery-wise, as long as you're not going hard. I would not recommend going hard on cardio and working out or like strength training at the same time. You have to focus on one if you really want to make significant progress. But besides that, like, even if you're focused on your strength training, do some light cardio and you'll notice benefits in recovery. You'll notice that you have more energy during your workouts, which is important because if you have more energy, that means a better quality training. Better quality training leads to more gains, which that's the ultimate argument, right? We do everything for more gains. But yeah, that's it for today's training. I'm very happy with how it went. And now I'm just gonna head downstairs, have some breakfast, have a shower, whatnot, right? And then I'll see you tomorrow for a push day, which, fucking hell, we have to get revenge for last time.